Okay, so I've got these lines on here now. These are going to basically showcase kind of where you are at impact relative to the golf ball. So the left-hand one, again, setup-wise, much better, obviously.
Yeah.
Could be a little bit more tilted there, I suppose, with setup.
I feel like
not massively. In terms of width and stance, you're getting a fairly good position here now. But even in the practice swing, there's that kind of movement there with that shoulder sort of going towards the ball there. And almost a bit of a spinning out kind of motion. You sort of get here and sort of lean, then you go kind of like that, to try and almost stay behind it. As your chest starts pulling back and away, that's going to throw the club outside, which again gives that impression of steepening out the shaft. So you want to get the sensation in your practice swing that you're exaggerating what you want to try and do. Because this one here, when you come back to the golf ball, again, not a bad backswing. There's a little bit of that movement there with the shoulder there as you come back to the golf ball. That's just before impact there, but that's basically your head as you're about to make contact. Whereas this one on the right-hand side, sort of do your backswing the top here now. You can see your head sort of staying back there. A little bit kind of tippy-toe, if that makes sense, almost trying to kind of... how do you move your hips there? That's just going to be a rehearsed movement. So you practice that hip against the wall, and then from there, just bump the hip, feel it in that left hip, which is I think where you're probably going to feel it more. Again, as I said, the left hip going in that direction means that this shoulder's going to go in that direction. They work in conjunction with each other. So as you come back to the golf ball now, that feeling there of staying behind the ball with your upper half, as you see. So when you thought about that, the head cover being there, feeling like you're hitting up on the golf ball a bit more. So you think your left hip is doing that. That's the sort of movement you've got to try to rehearse there, which again, you can see you can do it very easily. It's just doing it at speed, obviously, of the speed you hit the driver, okay? As you get to the top of the backswing, you get behind the ball nicely. That was a good move, but now head staying behind the ball and the left hip really move through there. That's a really good kind of feel there in terms of your impact position. I wouldn't say exaggerate, but it's still a very, very good position. So
still could be a bit further down.
I think if you're exaggerating it, yes. If you're not, then that was a really good spot to be fair, so that was good. And as you come back to the golf ball here now, you can see your lower half now moving towards the target there. Head staying in that same position there. Stay in mind, that's just about the same sort of freeze frame there, just for impact, okay? Head slightly further behind the golf ball. Lower half now nicely working towards the sort of wall there that was going to be in play. And then swinging through to obviously getting a good follow-through position you've always had and stuff. So there's definitely some positives in terms of that setup and backswing. Like I said, if your backswing is really good and you get into a good sort of spine angle lean here, any errors in your kind of old swing, downswing, you will get away with it to a point. But obviously, if you then get a little bit lazy in the backswing, and sometimes if you start trying to figure out the downswing more, and the backswing gets slightly worse and worse and worse, chances are you're not going to fix the downswing, really. The downswing is going to take a little bit more kind of practice and rehearsal of that movement over and over again. But you can only get a good downswing if the backswing is good. So if you get in the sort of, say, 3/4 quality backswing, and then you start trying to fix the downswing, you're thinking about what the club's doing on the way down, so trying to shallow the club. A, you won't do it. B, your backswing will get worse, and it'll be in a point where you aren't in a good enough position to get away with your old downswing, and then the old sky shots come back in. So if you start skying it a little bit more, again, those Healy cut one, they said like session 3 and 4. So 1 and 2 was amazing because you were still kind of focused more on the backswing. Then you got to sort of 3 and 4, and it sort of just started moving back to the old movement, okay? Focus more on getting that backswing in a better spot, to the point where if you do get a little bit this way, you're so far in a good position back here, a little bit of an error is okay, you can get away with it, It's when you go, I need to get that downswing working underneath here, you'll think about this, you won't do it, you just get there and you'll be like, look, head gets in front of the golf ball, and then the old sky pops come up. So work on that backswing in the swing when you're playing. In terms of rehearsals, practice up against the wall to the point, I say, where the more you can do that one that with the backs on the wall there, moving that there's going to be a really good help. And then from there, just feel the left hip move in this way. And doing so, I think, trying to keep the feet on the ground. I think when you try and do it, sometimes you get a little bit almost like poppy-uppy with your lower half, almost a bit tippy-toe. There's feeling like you're going to move that left hip now towards that. You tend to want to kind of spin it. It's a little bit more kind of that sort of slide that way. So it's kind of pivoting that left hip towards target, and then you're moving it towards target. So your left hip and hands are getting on the wall where the shoulder stays back, or your head stays behind you.
Sounds good.
I think you were trying to get your head behind the ball and just doing it, but just pulling everything back and away. So your left shoulder and head went on the wall, but nothing was on the wall. So now your arms are just swiping way left, which is, it's going to give you that kind of big pulley, potentially heely one. So just as a sort of reference, if you're heeling it, or you're skying it, or you're in that biggie cutty one, I would say 9 times out of 10, you're going back to your old downswing, and the backswing's not good enough to fix it. If the backswing is really good, and your old downswing creeps in, you just get a slightly bigger cut than you want to, but it's still being in place on a shot. It's not going to ruin your scorecard, okay? At least then you can keep working on that backswing while playing golf and while hitting golf balls, and then away from the golf course, should we say, you can just rehearse that movement at home to the point where this is what you kind of do. You just get that sensation of how the body's going to move over and over again. So
when I'm doing the drills, keep the feet flat all
I think if you get, you don't want to be sort of like, because typically if you're doing that when you're doing the drill and you do it slowly, you add speed there, you'll be popping up those no tomorrow. So you've got to get that lower half working. If needs be, up against a wall or chair leg or something, just to get that sensation of where the hip's going to go, and then just move it into it this way, slide it as you go into impact, and then you'll find when you do that, the shoulder will stay back and under. Things will just start falling into place, and that's it. We don't be thinking about shallowing the club, getting the shaftling, getting all these good jazzy words we hear.
For the shoulder, one drill I have in the past is the head cover under the armpit. What do you think of that? Because I've tried it.
I'm not, if I'm being honest, the head cover under the armpit as a drill for the right swing fault is great. Pitching, chipping, and connection. Faldo, or David Ledbetter, created the towel under the armpit back in the 80s for Faldo, trying to create more connection. Nothing more than 100 yards. It then kind of got extended into like, Les and I put underarms for a drive, and then you get guys making sort of T-Rex swings, and you just everything's so stuck under your arms it doesn't work. So I don't think for you that's.
I've tried it with some. Sometimes it does feel. I'll hit soft, and I'll be like, wow, that was like a.
It's basically a sort of 100 yard shot of max. For pitching and chipping, I love it because it just gets the arms and the chest together, and then you just work around this way. Brilliant. But with a long game, you look at McIlroy driving a golf, one of the best drivers of golf ball. Right? When he gets back here, half the blooming golf bag would fall out. Trolley, blooming head covers, towels, the lot. No gloves are going to stick underneath there, especially with the driver. So it's for the drill that it's aimed at. Pitching, chipping, I love it. But people tend to sort of use that drill a little bit extended. It gets a bit more kind of. You end up trying to stick your arm into your rib cage, and you sort of see a swings like, well, how are you going to move from there? So I'm not. Right. I would avoid that one, for especially driver swing.
That's good.
Okay, mate. Good stuff. Right.